like to get to know if I could be the kind of girl that you could be down for. 'Cause when I look at you, I feel something tell me that you're the kind of guy that I should make a move on. And if I don't let you know.
Hey sis, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna go over 5 different uses of concealer. So I'm gonna go in depth on when to use certain concealers, how to apply it, and all that good stuff. So if you are interested, then just continue to watch. So using concealer for my brows has been a staple in my makeup routine for years. Like, it's something I have to do. I like to use concealer for the bottom portion of my brows. And what I like to use is my favorite concealer, which is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. When these concealers first came out, guys, Fawn was my go-to. I used to use this religiously, even to highlight the rest of my face. This is literally the perfect concealer to match my undertone. So when it comes to concealing your brows, you always want to use a concealer. I'm not going to say always, because you can always go in with a concealer that is your skin tone as well. But just to brighten and just really shape out your brows, a concealer that is 2 to 3 shades lighter is your best friend. Honestly, it's the perfect thing to do for your brows. And then on the top portion of your brows, you can go in with a concealer that's more of your skin tone. I know back in the day we used to use it on both the top and we'd have that halo brow going on, but now since we are going for, and I guess natural looking makeup is like the trend now, I don't see much people using a lighter concealer on the top portion of their brows. So yeah, concealing your brows would be considered one way to use a concealer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. You guys have seen me do this countless times, so this part will probably most likely be sped up. And just for the record, I do have my brows filled in already. I used a pencil to just fill in my brows. So I'm gonna go in with my concealer now. Alright, so brows are done. As you guys can see, do you see how using a lighter concealer really helps with shaping just the overall look of a brow? So yes, brows are done. Alright, so another use of concealer is concealing your dark circles. So I am an advocate for this. You guys know I have some dark circles going on. It's just hereditary. My mom has it. It is something that I have to deal with. I can control it. I am using a product for my eyes right now. It's the No. 7 Radiance Roll and Glow Eye Cream, and I found this has been helping my dark circles. I did stop for a while, which is why in previous videos you'll probably see that my dark circles are a bit more darker. That's because I did stop using this. Once I went back to this, I've been seeing some improvement. So this has been a game changer. But of course, it is not a clear all zero dark circle type of product. You are still going to have dark circles. It's not going to erase it completely, but it is going to greatly help it improve. So that's where the use of makeup comes in. So for your under eyes, a concealer that is full coverage would be your best friend underneath your eyes. If you are someone who has a bit of dryness underneath your eyes, a hydrating concealer would be perfect for you as well. A very good concealer you could use is the Fenty Bright Fix Concealer. This is specifically used for dark under eyes. So it's made to brighten and just conceal your dark circles. So my concealer is in the shade Toffee. I'm gonna put this underneath my eyes, and I love the application of it because you can use it to kind of spread the product around and really massage under your eyes as well. So I'm just gonna put some on the tip, apply some underneath my eyes, and this is just gonna help conceal. So like I said, that applicator really helps you to just roll that product along underneath your eyes. Now, when it comes to blending out concealer for dark under eyes especially, I always recommend going in with a brush, because that way you are getting the full coverage of that product. Going in with a sponge, especially a damp sponge, is going to soak up a lot of that product, and you won't see the coverage as much as you would using a brush. So definitely recommend using a blending brush to blend out your under eyes. So I'm just gonna blend this out with my brush. And I do like to use the excess of that product and put it on my eyelids as well, so that the whole eye is concealed. And as you guys could see, that really concealed my dark under eyes. And that's what we want. Okay, so this is the finished result of my under eyes. Concealed like nothing was there. That is another use of concealer. Now, I believe this could be the #1 use of concealer, which is using it for your dark circles. Everyone, I'm not gonna say everyone, a high percentage of people have dark circles. Me working as a cosmetician, I had countless people ask me for concealers for hiding their under eye circles. So I know this is something that, you know, us women cannot live without. So that is a second way to use concealer. Alright guys, so the third way you could use concealer is by concealing any blemishes, dark spots, fine lines, hyperpigmentation. So again, I am someone who suffers from hyperpigmentation. My skin actually has been improving a lot, so I don't have much to work with, but before I would really suffer with darkness around my mouth. Have a little bit going on, but not as bad as before. But I do have a little bit of beauty marks and just little acne scars on my face. So that's where a concealer that is your perfect skin tone comes in. I'm using the Rimmel the Multitasker Concealer. This is in the shade Coconut. Now, when I tell you this is my perfect match, I love this concealer, and the consistency of it, perfect. You want to make sure that you're getting a concealer that is full coverage as well. Whenever I say full coverage, I mean as soon as you put it on, you see that it's gonna do what it's supposed to do, which is conceal. So I am gonna use this just on some of my blemishes, and what we like to call this is pretty much spot correcting. So just correcting any darkness and spots that you see on your face. I personally just like to conceal around my mouth. It's just something I personally like to do, and it just brings my face all together and gives me a uniform look. So as you can see, this is how your face would look if you are spot correcting. So literally just targeting the areas that you do have dark spots or hyperpigmentation, acne marks, acne itself. And then again, I always say use a brush to blend it out. You want to make sure you're getting the full coverage to conceal that dark spot. I've been getting asked a lot about this brush. Now this brush, I don't know if anybody in the States is able to get it, because I'm not sure if Quo brand has like their own website to order from. But it is sold here in Canada if you live here in Canada. I got mine from my local Shoppers Drug Mart, and it's called the Quo Beauty HD Foundation Brush. So if you are wondering about this brush, because I get asked a lot about it. All right, so our skin is literally one complexion. Everything is turning out how it needs to turn out. So the next way you could use concealer again is highlighting. You guys have seen me do this countless times. I am gonna go in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in Fawn and just quickly highlight. You guys know this, so I'm not really gonna go too much in detail. Highlighting is just highlighting the inner portion of your face. I do have a more detailed video on how to highlight and contour, but I'm sure y'all get it by now, you know? So I'm just gonna let you guys watch instead. All right, so a next way you could use concealer is to contour. Now, a lot of people do not know this, but you can use a concealer that is about 4 to 5 shades darker than your complexion to use as a contour or replace a contour stick. So in that case, I am gonna go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. This is in the shade Espresso, so you guys could see it is not my shade. It is about 2 to 3 shades darker than my natural complexion, and this just serves to contour your cheekbones, your forehead, your nose, your jawline, instead of using a contour stick, which is designated for contouring. If you ever do run out of your contour stick and have a darker concealer in your stash, you can definitely use that to contour. So today I am gonna take this concealer. I'm not gonna use too much because it's very pigmented, but I'm gonna just place it in the areas I would normally contour, which is my cheekbones, my forehead, my nose, and my jawline. And then we're just gonna use our sponge to blend it out. And this is a very unique way of just, I guess, even saving money. And I think there's not even a lot of brands that have, you know, contour sticks on the market as much as they used to in the past. So it's really hard to find like decent contour sticks, especially for us melanated women. But you can always use a concealer that is 2 to 3 shades darker than your natural skin tone and use it as a contour. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did not apply any foundation today. Clearly this is an all concealer makeup look that we're doing today. All right, so you see what that did to my complexion. Just kind of brought the dimension back into my face, gave me my cheekbones back, and really carved out the outer portion of my face. So I am gonna do my powders and whatnot, and then we're gonna move on to the last and final way you can use concealer. All right, y'all, so the last and final way you could use concealer is for your eyelids. So this is for anyone who's going in with eyeshadow. Concealer just allows your eyeshadow to pop more, and it also depends on what concealer you use. So I always recommend using a very brightening concealer, so a concealer 2 to 3 shades lighter than your natural complexion. This, again, like I said, allows your eyeshadow to really pop on your eyes. So for that, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Super Stay. This is in the shade Caramel, and this is about maybe 3 shades lighter. And all you do is just apply it on your eyelids. Normally I would do this before my foundation, but I just wanted to kind of get the complexion out the way and then move on to eyes. So this is a great way just to really prep your eyes instead of using a eye primer. You can use an eye primer, but I don't know, I've tried some eye primers, but I always find that concealer just works better, at least for me. So this is a great alternative if you do not own an eye primer or have an eye primer. It still gets the job done. So as you guys can see, my lids are very light, and that is perfect for when I want to go in with some eyeshadow. I'm not going to do anything too dramatic. I'm honestly probably just going to put 1 shade on my lids, which is this very nude shade in the corner here. And that's about it, but it does help that eyeshadow to pop more so that you get the color payout. That is all I'm doing for my lids, but as you guys could see, it gave me a very nice flush of that color. Alright sis, so that concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you guys want any more types of videos like this where I go really in depth with products or makeup in general. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.